What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and I'm back with another Android TV box review. Isn't this exciting? So the one that we have today, it's called the A95X R2 and this one costs around $35, so not that expensive. So for that $35 we get the Rockchip 3328 CPU. This is a quad-core CPU. We also have 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigs of internal storage, and the device is running Android 7.1. Starting with a very quick unboxing. So the A95X R2 comes in a black box. On the front of the box we see a picture of the device, and turning the box around we are going to find some of the specs. Inside we are going to find the TV box itself. We are also going to find the user manual. The user manual is in English but it's very generic. We also have the power adapter, and this is the same power adapter that we've seen for many TV boxes, an HDMI cable, and lastly the remote control. The remote control is not the greatest and I do recommend using a wireless keyboard and mouse for a much better experience. The TV box itself, it's made out of plastic entirely, but it doesn't feel that cheap. So on top there we see the A95X R2, which is basically the model name, and on the front we have a power button and a small display. The small display shows the clock, if the box is connected to the Wi-Fi or through a cable, and if you have any USB sticks plugged in. The box has 3 USB ports, 2 of those are USB 2 and one of them it's a USB 3. Aside from that we also have a slot for an SD card. Now unfortunately you cannot install an SD card as internal storage, and that means that you're gonna be left just to the internal storage that comes with the device, and out of that 8 gigs that comes with it we only have about 5 left, and unfortunately the speeds that I got for the internal storage are very low. Moving to the back of the device, there we have the port for the power adapter. We also have the HDMI out, AV out, network adapter port, and lastly the SPDIF. The good news is that DTS sound and Dolby Digital sound works without any issues with Cody 16.1, because this device comes pre-installed with Cody 16.1, so no issues whatsoever for DTS sound and Dolby Digital sound. Performance-wise, well, we don't get the highest scores on the Antutu benchmark, the Geekbench 4 and the iStorm Extreme. However, they are much better than the last TV box that we had on the channel a few days ago. So overall the scores aren't too bad. The A95X R2 doesn't have Bluetooth connectivity, so if you're planning to play any games, you're gonna have to get a controller that has a USB dongle. And we also don't have dual band Wi-Fi, so you can only connect to the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi bands. Unfortunately, the speeds that I got over Wi-Fi are not that great. Even though the Wi-Fi speeds aren't the greatest, I was still able to mirror my phone screen to this device, and I have to say that it did work better than I was expecting, so no issues with the Miracast on this device. This also comes with root access from the factory, and for those of you that are interested, this is the digital rights management information that we get. For online streaming I use the YouTube app, and this is the official YouTube app that you can download from the Google Play Store, but the maximum resolution that I was able to get on the YouTube app is 720p, so a bit disappointing. However, all the videos that I watched at 720p seem to work very smooth and without any issues. Moving on to Cody, so this comes pre-installed with Cody 16.1. However, you're not going to be able to find Cody anywhere in your apps, so if you look for it, it's not going to show up. So if you want to open it, you actually have to go to settings, open the apps from there, and then look for Cody, and it's called something else, and then open it that way. There is no other way of actually opening Cody if you don't do it that way. Now, unfortunately, that Cody 16.1 that comes pre-installed with it cannot be updated from the Google Play Store, so the update fails every single time. And I've tried downloading Cody 17.3 right from Cody's website, and unfortunately I wasn't able to install it, so it fails every time I try to install it. So it looks like you're gonna be stuck with Cody 16.1. Now, unfortunately, that one doesn't work too good either, so it crashes multiple times whenever you're trying to use some online streams. So yeah, not the best experience using Cody on this device. Now we are moving on to the Google Play Store that comes pre-installed on the A95X R2. So this Google Play Store looks like the Google Play Store that you would find on a TV box that is running Android TV, so on the Nvidia Shield or the Mi box. Unfortunately, it crashes all the time, so every single time you want to search for something, the Play Store crashes. Therefore, you cannot install any apps using the Play Store. Luckily, I was able to find a way around that. So if you go to your browser, so if you open Chrome, for example, you can just search for apps in Chrome and install them that way. and this way it's gonna work. But if you are trying to search anything from the Google Play Store that comes pre-installed to this, it's not gonna work. So the Google Play Store, it's an absolute joke. I tried installing a different version, but it didn't seem to work no matter what I did. So that's the only way that I found to actually install apps through the browser. I've also tried some gaming, so I played Real Racing 3. I had the controller connected to the TV box through a USB dongle. Unfortunately, the device doesn't do that good for gaming, so a lot of skipped frames, and overall the gaming experience is not great. So personally, because the Google Play Store doesn't work as it should, and because Cody 16.1 cannot be updated and it crashes every time you're trying to add a different stream, I would not buy this TV box and I'll basically skip it and look for another one. But for those of you that still want to check out and see its performance, I'm going to start recording the screen, I'm going to show you the launcher, and we'll also try some video files so you can see how well this does. First things first, we get the navigation bar at the bottom of the screen, and you can also hide this and bring it back up. That means that we also have the notification tab on top of the screen. Now the launcher, it's not the greatest and it doesn't have that much functionality, but you can always install a different launcher from the Google Play Store. For apps, we don't get that many apps that come pre-installed. Most of the stuff that you're seeing here was actually installed by me. We do get this browser here, however the browser is pretty bad, so I had to install Chrome. We also get this easy clean that will basically close all the apps running in the background. We get that media center there, the settings app there, and the Miracast icon right here. The settings app looks a bit different, and it looks like something that you would find on a device that is running Android TV, a network that you can basically connect to the Wi-Fi or through a cable. At sound, depending on your setup at home, you can change the sound output. A display, you can change the screen resolution, and keep in mind that this one will actually be different depending on the TV that you have connected to the device. Moving back here for apps, you can see what apps you have installed and basically uninstall some of the apps in there. And if we click on About right here, we can see that we have the A95X R2, and the Android version, it's 7.1.1, and the latest security patch is coming from February 5th, 2017. To launch Cody, you actually have to go in the settings app and there look for apps and installed apps, and you can launch it from here. There is no other way of actually opening it. So just click open, and this way Cody 16.1 will start. It will take a while, but it will eventually start up. And now we're gonna check out some video files from here and see which one does good and which one doesn't. We'll start with this one here. I already tried this one, so I know that it works good. So we'll just wait for it to start. I'm gonna skip forward a bit. And as I mentioned earlier, DTS sound works good with this one. And the picture does seem to look fairly good. So we'll stop this one. We'll move back. Maybe not that much back. And move back here. As you can probably see, it is very slow, so not the fastest thing out there. So this is the second file that we are starting. We'll try this one. This one seems to do fairly good as well. So I'm gonna stop this one too, and we'll move to a 4K file. This is a 4K file at 59 frames per second. We'll see how well this one does. And it does seem to do very good, which is surprising considering how bad the TV box has been up until now. So I skipped forward a bit, and it still seems to do quite good. The next file that we're gonna try, it's another 4K file at 50 frames per second. And this one also seems to do very good as well. We're gonna skip to the middle here. Maybe it doesn't do that well. But anyway, better than a lot of other cheaper devices that we've seen. The next file that we'll try, it's a 720p file, and I'm sure this one will do fine without any issues. We'll skip to the middle, and as I was expecting, it does work good. Moving to the next one, this is the next one, and we'll skip all the way to the end here. And this one also works very good. We'll stop this one and we'll move to the next one. This is the next one right here. And let's just skip to the middle. And this one also seems to do pretty good. So surprisingly enough, most files that we've tried so far work without any problems. This is another 4K file at 30 frames per second, I believe. And as you can probably tell, this one also does fairly good. So yeah, surprisingly enough, all the files seem to do okay, except for this one that doesn't actually work on any TV box. But yeah, overall for watching any video files, it does seem to work good. And to conclude this, I would definitely skip the A95X R2 because it just doesn't work good, and that Rockchip 3328 that they used in it, it's not that powerful. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.